See, just again, an example, one of these ambulances still able to get in. We're expecting that not to change throughout the course of the day. We're on the other side of the block here on 19th Street. You see the police personnel here and you see the crane. This is the one they're going to be using here. Drove in just after the last time we saw you. See the arm's been extended now, and it's going to have to keep rising more than 8 or 9 stories by my count to get to the top. That is where, if we can take a live look, that helicopter is right now. A helicopter, we're told that it was from out of state. It's been on top of that helipad since Sunday night. There have been people who've been gathering here all along this area, getting ready to meet the president. I'm joined by Sarah and her family. They've been out here. The real problem, though, are signs like this one, these street signs. When they go missing, especially in very rural areas, it makes it harder for paramedics to find out exactly where they're going in a business where time can truly be the difference between life and death. Lanes of this interstate were shut down for a significant portion of time. Right now, however, we do have the far right lanes of both sides of the interstate are open. There is still some backups, as you might imagine, that we are seeing on this road and are going to be for a while. With the benefit of a natural camouflage, copperheads just like this one right here can be very difficult, if not impossible, to see. Here, scars still along the beach. There was once a road here, now only water. As businesses along this area made their final preparations, some keeping their doors open just a final few hours. Other truckers have not been as lucky. This Celadon truck left abandoned at a truck stop here in Clanton. Facebook groups say that there are scenes just like this all across the country. Chris, one of those women that we spoke to exclusively, described being assaulted, even tased, and eventually raped at the hands of a man inside of this jail who tonight is already facing criminal charges. We agreed to hide her identity because she fears retribution for speaking about what happened in her time in this jail. She and others in these new federal lawsuits tell us that the leaders of these jails should have known what was going on, and believes that they should and in fact may have known what was happening. You can't see her, but this woman says she saw it all inside of Jasper's jail.
I remember making phone calls, begging my family that I didn't want to get out of jail to go home, to just get me moved out of that facility because I didn't trust what was going on.
She was booked into the jail in 2017 for leaving a court-ordered drug program. It's there she'd meet Russell Boyd, a jailer for the Jasper Police Department. Soon, she was given freedom to move around the jail during the day for work.
Things started happening immediately after I got that status.
She says Boyd harassed her, tased her, and forced her to watch pornographic videos.
I think that was really the point that I knew that things were going to get out of hand.
She tells us they did. She says Boyd raped her in an area where they could not be seen on one of the jail's 60-plus cameras.
I felt so sick to my stomach. I was scared.
Jasper police tell us female jailers were not always present in the jail.
Do you think they knew what was happening to you in there?
I do. I do.
And why is that?
I mean, how do you not see a man walk off with different female inmates and take them to places where there are no cameras and stay for, 15, 20 minutes? How is that okay?
The 4 former inmates are seeking damages for what they say Boyd did. The city doesn't agree. Jasper Police's jail supervisor, Deborah Johnson, and Chief J.C. Poe are named in the suit. Poe says kiosks are placed in the jail for inmates to make complaints. He says he never received one.
I don't think anything yet has been proven, and I need to reserve my opinion until that. The only thing that I do know for a fact, or I strongly believe that Miss Deb Johnson, if she knew anything, she would have taken action. She would not have tolerated it, and I know that I would not have.
For these women, they say the damages are a small price to pay for what happened.
I don't think it'll ever be over. I think I'll always battle with pieces of it, but I haven't let it destroy me.
Russell Boyd is due back in a Walker County courtroom next month. And as for the insurance company, which represents the jail and the police department, they have already argued in state court that they are not responsible or required to pay out for these women's claims. Reporting live in Walker County, Stephen Quinn, ABC 3340 News.
We've got the coffee shop right there and the Beach Pizza.
Mayor Al Cathy is on a mission to rebuild.
We have no gas station, we have no bank, we have no grocery store. We're, what you say, limping along.
It's been a 24/7 job since Michael made landfall here.
And it'll be that way for several years. But our spirit's high and attitude's everything.
Only a handful of houses are habitable on the beach side of town. It will still be another 2 months before there is sewage service here. There are signs of progress.
Those are poles for seawalls.
You still find truckloads of sand and debris. A federal disaster aid bill is stalled in Congress, the result of a clash between President Trump and Senate Democrats over aid to Puerto Rico from another hurricane.
It's difficult for me as the mayor to read the paper and watch the news and think of what our people need and sort of see that money held up in a sort of a negotiating tool.
On a late spring day here in Mexico Beach, normally there would be families all along these sands. Right now there's not. 6 months later, all that's left are the scars left by Hurricane Michael. But right now there are people working because they believe that those families should and will be back.
This was it. This was the side come in the front.
Michael Scoggins is one of those people.
2 front entrances over here. We had picnic tables sitting out front.
The concrete foundation is all that remains of the Killer Seafood restaurant. Scoggins says his restaurant will return.
This is not the way I'm going to make my exit. You know, if I'm going to choose to leave the restaurant, it'll be, sell it to as a profit, somebody who'll take care of it as we did.
Michael Scoggins hopes his restaurant will come back first as a food truck, then as something more.
Now I don't know if I'll ever even see these people again, Some people will choose not to come back here.
For every for sale sign, there's 2 or 3 buyers.
Cathy believes there are more choosing to come back.
People love Mexico Beach, and they show it. They don't talk about it, they live it.
Now Cathy wonders, will the rest of the country show it too? In Mexico Beach, Stephen Quinn, ABC. I continue this Facebook Live. I'm Stephen Quinn joining you from Weiss Lake, where EMA officials are telling us now that we are expected to see record level flooding that has never been seen before here over the course of the next 2 days. As I'm joining you here from the Money Bend Lane, and you look here as that water continues to inch its way higher. Death toll right now is at 23. Miles talked about how he was literally standing right there when this happened. 7 and 10 years old, right into that closet right there. They're alive today. There are many others who are not. So a sad situation there for so many in this area.